Aylin! Rowan! Rowan! Aylin! Aylin, where are you? Aylin! Rowan! 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 Aylin! Ah! Rowan! Aylin! Rowan! Aylin! Rowan! Where are you? Where? Oh, okay, let's keep going. Hey guys, so I'm really excited because I'm finally going to be reading Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. Finished my Tower of Dawn reread, and I did that last night, and I have so many feels already, and now it's happening. Actually getting like teary for some reason. I'm not actually crying, but I can feel my eyes watering. But like, it's so big, and like my whole life is gonna be over. And like, honestly, I was so happy that I was still reading a Tower of Dawn in a sense, because I didn't want to read this book, because I don't want it to end. Like, I honestly do not want it to end. And a couple of days ago, I bought my ticket to the Sarah J. Maas event that's happening in Sydney in April, and I'm so excited. I'm going to be all by myself, but I'm so excited. It's just a few things to let you guys know. Is because I'm like nearly a month late, I have seen some spoilers, because sometimes I didn't realize and I just swiped and then there was a spoiler, and sometimes I was just kind of looking. But I don't feel that bad about spoilers because I used to be such a spoiler-centered person. Like, literally, I would read the last chapter of a book, or I would skim read it before I would actually read the book. Like, I would always still read the book, but I would always kind of know what's about to happen, so stuff never shocked me, or I would like Google things. Like, I was that person because I was so impatient, and I try and not be that person anymore, so I wasn't actively looking for spoilers. But once I saw a couple, I kind of didn't care anymore that I was seeing spoilers. So this reading vlog is still going to be fun. It's just I'm letting you guys know that I stuffed up, basically. But this is going to be full of spoilers and probably go for an hour because I'm going to have so much to talk about and I just can't wait. I've literally only read 14 pages, but I just can't, because like that excerpt that we got a couple of months ago with the prince and the princess section, and it was like, oh my god, rip my fucking soul out. I only read the tiniest bit, but it's just so sad that Rowan like doesn't know who he is, and Aylin's just there, and Fenris is watching it, and like now I've got Adian, and he's just like so pissed, and he just hates Lysandra now, and they're just kind of going around. It's been 2 months, and he's just like, I don't know what we're doing. We're just chilling, trying to get some food, some cloaks, and just, oh my god, I can't. Like, I can't already. It's like, it's only been a little bit, I can't. I've read up to page 39, and like I'm gonna have to get ready for work soon, but like, oh my god. So we get an Ela chapter, and she like so fucking hates Lorcan. Like, everyone just hates their significant other right now, or they're apart from each other. Like, literally, I'm feeling that only Dorian and Manon are actually like a team right now, because everyone else is just apart or hating each other. They're just there and they're just bashing up some people, and Lorcan's helping, and Ela's just like, oh, I can't stand these people. Why am I here? And then we get to an Aylin chapter and she's being tortured, and Fenris just has to sit there while Karn, I think it's Karn, I like to say Kane is a better way to say it, but it's Karn, while Karn just fucking beats the shit out of her. Then they heal it again, so now she doesn't know what's paid, what's not, what's real. So I'm feeling that when Rowan goes to get her, she's gonna have no idea who he is, and I'm like so concerned. I could just vlog here because I've got my section for Kingdom of Ash to fit. I've read all these books, I'm so proud. But I have to wear work now because I've got this Christmas promotion going, and I have to wear a shirt. So like, I'm so cool now. But I'm up to page 58 now, and we've had a chapter with Dorian, and he's chilling, and they also had like the bit with Manon, and he talks to Gavin, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. But Gavin's all like, I'm gonna kill the whole world just so Elena doesn't get taken. And I'm like, mate, there are so many people that are gonna die, and you're already stuffed up the first time, so just calm down. Then we're back to the other guys, and Lorcan's got a chapter, and he's just like feeling so shit about everything. And then I find out that you actually can break the bond on your own, but it literally will kill you because of the pain is too strong, that there's no point really breaking the bond on your own. But he's just like, I wish I broke it on my own so Elid like doesn't hate me. And I'm just like, oh my god, like I'm so needing them to like sort their shit out. I need to see Lorcan, because that's going to be the funniest thing. And months I've been feeling this way. I need it to happen. I need him to just be like that, and then everyone make fun of him. Okay guys, I got up to page 80. Like, this vlog is going to go for so long because I have so much to talk about within only 80 pages. But just got to Rowan, so we finally have Rowan's point of view, and he like dreamed about their children, right? And they have 5. Like, how is that possible? Across both her series, it is known fact that it's very hard to conceive children when you're Fae. So they managed to have 5, and they're all within like a couple of years of each other, and I'm like, how? What? Like, it's like they're saying twins are rare, but no, 5 children's fine. Then we finally get to Kale and Yrene, and it felt really weird for me. I was just reading about them yesterday, and now I'm like following on. But this is pretty much what their chapter was. So I'm keeping up with the Westfalls. Recently on the show, we have had Kale. He broke his back, then it got healed, and then it broke again when he got blasted by this demon. And then, of course, Yrene goes in, and she makes the deal. Doesn't give a shit about the cost, but she makes that deal, and now he can walk if she's really strong. But in other news, Yrene is pregnant. Oh, what? What? Like, you are a healer. You can easily go and make a tonic to stop you not having a baby. How stupid are you to get pregnant during this fucking war? Like, I just do not know where your thought process is at, Yrene. And she is only early days pregnant, but she got a baby. And of course Kale's gonna be like, you can't fight. Like, as if I'm gonna let you. And she's gonna be like, bitch. No, even though our lives are tied. And that's another thing, right? So now there are 3 people that can die in this situation. Because if Kale dies, he's bringing his unborn child and his wife with him. And if Yrene dies, she's bringing again the child and her husband. So, like, what? What? Then I got back up to a Dorian and Manon chapter, and they're like, Dorian's trying to delay them for some reason, and then suddenly this big bear pops out and it turns into one of those creepy ass spiders. This is the spider that they need to kill so Falcon can be 27 again and not like 80, and I'm just so confused because it just popped up in the story. Like, how did it even find Manon? Because Manon stole the silk from it, it's been hunting her, and it magically has the powers to shapeshift, and I just... like, just why? Like, what is going on? Like, why did this spider just pop up 80 pages in? And, like, yes, I know that this spider was gonna pop up at some point because we need to kill it, but I was feeling Aelin was gonna kill it, and now I'm just like, okay. But I'm thinking at this point, Dorian's gonna be like, don't kill it. And I'm like, you need to kill it because Lysandra needs her uncle, and it's just, oh my god, it's only been 80 pages. I'm, like, seriously not gonna be okay for the rest of this book. So I didn't read too much more, but I'm up to page 98 now, and I just had to talk to you guys because Maeve just killed Fenris's brother, and I can't even. Like, Condell, we didn't even know that much about him. Like, Condell and the other one, I can't remember his name, is Fla. What is the other one's name? Oh my god, it's like G or F, but there's 2 of them that we never really got to meet, but we know the other 4 in pretty great detail. But that's just so... oh. You sneeze, puppy. Yeah, so that was pretty sad because, you know, Aelin's not going to swear the bond and she's not going to tell her where the keys are. And they haven't put a Valg in her. Like, I was so worried that there was going to be a Valg in Aelin and they're going to have to, like, bust her out. Or she was going to do the blood oath. And then, I don't know, like, she couldn't survive that. So, like, now that she, you know, because she can't cave, Fenris's brother died. So he's got nothing now. Like, she has to give him the blood oath. Like, honestly, he has to get away from Maeve and they have to give him a blood oath because he has no one now and he needs someone, and Aelin can be that someone. So I only read 25 pages totally today. I just was like, you know, filming videos and I watched movies and then I went and saw Fantastic Beasts tonight and it was so good. But I just had to come on here and say that Nox just turned up. And like, I knew he was going to be in this book because Sarah J. Maas like talked about it ages ago, but like Nox, and he's gonna probably meet Aelin when she looks like Lysandra, and I just want Nox to meet literal Aelin. Like, is that gonna happen? I don't know. I didn't do much reading today either. I think I've only read like 20 pages or so today. I've just been so lazy the past couple of days. My god, like, I don't know. I just like don't feel like reading. But I should want to read this book. But I'm up to page 154. We had another chapter around with Kale and they're going to go back to his family home because there's an army attacking him. So it's great because Irene's going to like meet his parents and he'll see his brother after a time, and that's going to be great. And then we're back with Dorian and Manon and they finally found the Crokins and they've still got that damn spider with them that I'm think so stupid, but Dorian ended up killing it. So hopefully Falcane will have his powers back. Not that spider's dead, or did Dorian absorb the shape-shifting ability so that he will have to actually go to Falcane and heal him or something? I don't know. But what I thought was great is they get to the Crokins and they're all like, oh my god, who's this bitch? Like, you're the white-blooded witch bitch. And like Manon's like, oh my god, like I'm the last Crokin queen, bruh, I'm here to help you. And then suddenly all these Iron Teeth come in and they're battling and they're fighting and then they end up helping them and winning. And then afterwards Manon's like, oh, totally like led them here so that they would like attack and we'd come together and that hopefully be on my side. And I'm just like, my god, like she's so strategic but so wonderfully awful as well that she does this stuff. And I'm just like, oh, like this is intense. She's doing these bad things trying to get people on her side so that they can win this war. But you can't win this war by being the nicest person ever. Like sometimes you need to really be rough and ruthless to get through this battle, and I'm loving it. But it's like day 4 of me reading this book and I think I'm up to page like 170 something, and I was gonna film earlier but then I got like really tired. Something I forgot to mention is like literally like, because with Abbeyleec, like she was in the coffin and then she was getting really distressed and annoyed and then she started hitting it and she literally put like a bump in it and welded it, and it was just like, oh my god, she's so strong. And then that sent out a burst of power. The realm was just like, where is she? And it's so funny because they're all discussing it because it's Elid, Lorcan, Gavril, and Rowan, and they're looking for Aelin, and they're all discussing it, and Elid's like feeling something. We should go to Darnell because that's where she'd least likely be, so it makes sense. But everyone else is like, no, we're gonna go to this other place. And it's funny because then this poof of magic comes from Darnell, and she's just there like, I told you. And is always getting in the place that you least expect. Obviously, Maeve wasn't gonna go to where she actually lives because that's stupid. But then it's genius because she would go there because they would obviously just say nut to that straight away. And it's really funny because there's a scene where Kayla's like, oh, she would never go to Skulls Bay. And then she goes there. So I think we figured out that they generally go to the place that you least expect. We have a bit more with Lysandra and Aedion, and I think Aedion's sort of coming around to the idea of what Lysandra did was really for Aelin, and really what she's putting herself through is pretty hard, and he's finally starting to see it a little bit, but he's still being really shit to her. Like, he's being so shit to Lysandra, and it's like, she's helping your queen, mate, and she's getting tortured, and Lysandra's trying to do something about it to keep the morale up, and you're just being a little whiny bitch face. But you get Darrow again, and he's just being a shit bitch because he's like, she's not even our queen, and he's never believed in her, and like there's a literal war going on and you have a queen, but he's just all like, no, we're just gonna have our cups of tea and just hide and not do anything. And I'm like, mate. Then we get to Kayla and Irene, and they've gone to his father and they met, and Irene's just like, who this bitch? Like, she is so pissed because she's looking at where he lives and it's like a shithole, and she just can't believe that this man raised the person that she's loved and married to, and she just is like ready to smack down, and I'm so excited. So I sat down and read this book for a little while tonight, and I'm up to page 219 now, and like not too much has been happening, but we've got this like alternate world happening where like Aelin's like 20 and she's never had any war, or her parents died, and she's chilling and she's with her aunt who is Maeve, and they're talking about Maeve's life, and you get a bit more of an understanding of why Maeve decided to come here and why she wanted to get away from the 3 brothers and her husband and what she did. And then she's like trying to sneakily be like, hey, you know, if you had the keys, where would you hide them, Aelin? And Aelin's just like, this is totally a vision. And then Maeve is going to go off and go get one of the collars from the Valg, and I'm so glad that this didn't happen because it would have been so much worse to get Aelin if she had a collar on and she's left, and then Khan is like, oh, we're going to have some fun, girl, and Aelin's just like, shit. Then we go back to Rowan and all that, and they've got this plan, and they're the ones that laid this trap about the fact that there's collars, and they get Maeve out of there, and they're finally in the area where they need to be, and now they've like got this whole plan going on. But then we see Essa, because Elid goes in and she pretends to be like Khan's jilted lover, and she gets these Fae women to help her. Find out that she's the Fae that Rowan had like the summer romance sort of thing with, and then you find out that she also was with Lorcan, and I feel like we don't really know that much about it because like there was a short story about Aelin and her actually meeting, and then they mention it later on, and it's just like, what? Because I didn't see the short story. It was like a part of the Barnes & Noble edition for Queen of Shadows or something, but anyway, we get to meet her, and apparently she's really pretty, and Elid's all just like, oh my god, like why would Lorcan break up with her when she's so pretty? And like, I do feel that Lorcan and Elid are sort of starting to interact a little bit more. Like, this is going to be a very slow burn relationship, but it has to happen because I just can't not have them together. It's so crazy, right, that this is 200 pages and it's like nothing. It's just like 2/3 of like a normal sized book, honestly. Oh my god, guys, I'm up to page 265 and stuff is happening and I'm so excited. Oh, I just crushed me book, bruh. Oh no, that's a big crease. But anyway, so we've got Aelin, and she's chilling with like Khan as they move to one of the war camps, and they're just there, and he's about to burn her like kind of alive, and she's there thinking, you know, I'm gonna make a last stand here because I could die here, because if Maeve gets the collar on me, I do not need to live, because if she gets any information or any stuff out of me, we're going to lose this war. We do know that Dorian is a backup in case she fails, so she's prepared to die. So she gets up there and she starts thrashing around and trying to get out of there, and then Fenris breaks his fucking blood oath and like literally attacks him, and Aelin's just running through this camp of 3 million warriors, and they're all just like, who the heck is this naked bitch running past, because they don't know who she is. And it's like, oh my god. And then at the same time, Rowan, Lorcan and Gavriel are all there, and Rowan's heading for the tent, and Gavriel and Lorcan are on the outskirts, and then Lorcan just sees her running past, and he's just like, oh shit, and he starts running after her, and she's attacking people and fighting people, and then they get out, and then Rowan and her see each other, and she just doesn't like do anything. She's just sitting there like, because she's been tortured for so long that she doesn't really know what's happening or what's real and what isn't real. And literally the first thing Aelin does is she's like, Fenris, and Rowan's just like, oh, and he just runs fucking back into that camp to go get Fenris, and I'm so excited. And then he's there, and they've got Fenris, and then they've got Khan, and they've put him on the table, and you just see Rowan there with a knife like, I'm gonna skin you alive, bitch. Rowan's never gonna get angry about how crazy Aelin can get with like killing people and like torturing people, but he's there just like living for her and Khan because he did so much to his mate. We have Elid and Lorcan with Aelin, and Aelin just starts freaking out because she's like, get it off, because she's still got the mask and the chains and the iron, and she needs to get the iron away because she's started to get to the point where, because she hasn't used her magic, she's like slowly going crazy from the pain that's hurting inside her. But it's just like, oh my god, like they got her, like she got out of there and it's all good. Something that has annoyed me is she got out way too soon. Like, have any lead up of like, oh, we almost caught her, but she actually wasn't there, or they tried and then it failed and then they would try again. Like, because we had the 2-month time skip, I felt like it all was really rushed, and because we have so many different point of views of different stories happening, it was like 50 pages all up of Aelin being tortured, and then Rowan being really upset, and then them suddenly getting her out by 260. This book is 1,000 pages long. We could have had her with Maeve for a lot longer and still had the plot probably working, and I'm kind of irritated about that. And because the torture scenes, like they just healed her straight afterwards, I didn't feel as connected to it, because I'm like, is she really going through as much pain? Because not much is described, and like, yes, it's all sad and everything, but it's just like the end of Empire of Storms was so hurtful and like really hit in my soul, and now it's just like, oh, Khan tortured her, but then she got healed again, and then Khan did this, and oh no, but she's healed again. So when she's out, she's just normal looking. Like, yes, they healed all her scars, so her skin looks new. Like, she doesn't have the whipping scars. She scars around her neck when she killed the witch. She doesn't have her promise scars or the mate scar on her neck, but it still just doesn't feel real to me. Like, I just feel like she's just gone on a camp and nothing's actually happened to her. Like, I just didn't connect to her torture scenes at all. And I don't mean that in like I couldn't like handle reading them. It's just, she just was out too soon, and I felt the same way about Akawar. I just read up to 275, so I haven't really read like that much more, but I'm just so tired that I'm gonna go to bed. But Aelin is definitely out, and like, oh my god, she gave Fenris the blood oath, and I can't believe it. Like, Fenris was gonna die, and I'm sitting here like, he can't die. But Aelin is seriously starting to just collect the cadre here and just like getting them all bonded. Like, who's gonna be next? Lorcan, then Gavriel, and then probably Adian. Like, are we gonna get them all? I don't know. But it is funny that they go from one queen to the other. But Maeve was like a controlling bitch. At least Aelin will be like, you know, go off and do what you want. Like, you're blood oathed, but you can go do what you want. And I'm so happy. But like, Fenris won't leave her side now, because like, she saved him. Like, her first order to him was live, Fenris, live. And I just can't even, and they're going to be like best friends now, and like, he's going to be more of a protector than Rowan, I feel, because Rowan's her equal in a sense, and I don't mean that Fenris isn't her equal, but he's going to be her protector, and he's like just going to always be there for her, and I'm just like, yes. But it's so sad because Aelin doesn't know what to feel. Like, she doesn't know if she should believe that this is real or not, and that's why she's very confused about seeing them and not really knowing what to do. But then the little folk came and they're helping them, and I just love it. Okay, I just hit the 300 page mark, and like a few things have been happening since I last talked to you. So Dorian's like trying to figure out how to shift, and I think that's really cool, and he's like finally, you know, getting his eye color to change, and then he's getting his hair color to change, and then he finally turned into a bird, which was really cool. And on in the 13 and all that have gone with the Crokins to go meet up with this battalion of witches, but because they were delayed by a week, because Manon plotted and all that, you know, they all died, and Manon's actually feeling really guilty about it, and that's good, you know, she needs some emotions. But it was a really powerful scene because she just gets on the ground and just starts digging up the earth because she's going to make a grave. 13 help her, that then other witches start to get down, and she's just like, no, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna bury them, and I'm just gonna, you know, try and make it better. And Dorian uses his sword to summon Gavril again, but then Coltane comes in. So that was a really good crossover to have her come from the other side to talk to him. And it's really good that Dorian's finally let go of that wall he's got around himself since the Vow took over him. And I never realised that it was such a thing, but it was just really beautiful to see him become better and be able to shift and all that. Back to Aelin, and she really doesn't think that any of this is real, but then like she talks to Rowan, and like Rowan must be freaking the fuck out because she's back, and like he doesn't know how to react because all he wants to do is hold her, and like she doesn't, like, you know, it's very hard right now because it's been 2 months that she's been tortured and it's very difficult. But it was so funny because I love how she's like, what happened to Kanan? Like Rowan's all there like, guess who just got murdered? We do get that scene where, you know, he's there with Kanan and he's just like, well, we have a bit of time, and he gets his dagger, and then he, like, you know, Kanan wakes up and he's on the table and he literally pisses himself because he's like, yeah, Rowan's gonna fuck me up. And I was just like, yeah. And oh my god, too, like, Aedion just went fucking off at Lysandra, and he's yelling at her, and she's just walked out so defeated, and Aedion's just like, oh my god, it's all your fault and Aelin's fault, and you're a bunch of shits. And I'm just like, oh my god, Aedion, like, it's not their fault that you had to retreat after 3 days because you have hardly any soldiers, you know? Rowan has a lot of soldiers and a lot of shit going on, so humans aren't gonna really defeat him unless we get Aelin back, and unless we get other armies, and we need Cal to come in, but he's trying to protect his family home. Like, we have stuff happening here, and there's been so many like battle-y scenes lately, and it's only been 300 pages. Maybe we're gonna get some more like character development because that is what I'm looking for. So I read like another 30 or so pages, and it's just got Aelin and Rowan there and hanging out, and like we have another chapter with Elid being like, fuck off, Lorcan, and I'm just like, oh my god, like it's gonna be like the slowest burning thing ever. Like they have to get back together. Like been on this boat for like a week, and then they find this cave, and like Aelin runs in, and everyone chases her, and then they like steal all this gold from this cabin. And it was really sad because like Fenris turns back into himself as his fae form, not like the wolf form, because he's actually been stuck in that form for so long. The last time we saw him was when he was helping get the glass shards out of like Aelin's body. So like we see him and he's just so wrecked, and like they hug, and she's just like, I'm sorry with the blood oath, like if you don't want it, we'll figure out how to get rid of it. And he's just like, no, I didn't mean to cut. But what was really sweet is like Aelin finds rings and she like exchanges them with Rowan, and they're all like, oh my god, to whatever end. And I'm just like, tears. Like I didn't actually cry, but I'm just feeling the tears. What's really sad is Aelin's just like, even though my life is falling apart and I'm not myself anymore, I'm gonna pretend to have my swagger and my like same flair and try to make everyone believe it. But like Rowan instantly does not believe it, but he's just like, if she's gonna try, I will just try as well. Okay, so I'm up to page 360, and again stuff is happening, but I mean, I feel like every page something is going to be happening with this book. But we're back to like Kale, and he's chilling there, and they're getting ready for the battle with all the demons, and his father just, you know, right before the battle is like, you know your wife's pregnant, and Kale's just like, what? I didn't notice because like Urine has been getting sick with food, and you know she's always been touching the belly. That's something that new moms do, is they just like touch the belly because there's going to be a baby there soon. But like I felt it was a thing, but it's been confirmed now, and I'm just like, oh my god, yes. And she's going to be battling with a baby, and I can't even deal. But then we get back to like Aelin and Rowan and all that, and I thought he was going to wait longer before they had sex. Like I just thought like he knew that she, you know, wasn't feeling great and she was pretty broken, but then he's just like, yeah, let's do it. And I'm just like, oh my god, like I know he was just like, I want to make sure you really want to do it the first time. But I'm just like, dude, you waited like a week. I really wanted there to be a good amount of time for her to heal before they went there. Just because he's a female, it seems like he just had to get a release from her, and I'm just like, It's really irritating, even though she was like for it. I'm just annoyed that they didn't wait any longer. Like only, you know, page 360 of this book, and they've already got her out and they're already doing it. Like it's just too rushed. I am so excited that Lorcan swore the blood oath, because Aelin's like, I don't trust you because you could just go back to Maeve and bring her here again. So what we're going to do is, if you want to stay with us, then, you know, stay with Elid. You're going to swear the blood oath to me. All I'm going to ask of you is to help protect my people. And he's just like, ugh. But then he's just like, nah, I really love Elid, so yeah, let's do it. And now, like, the hole in his heart from where the blood oath was severed has been, like, fixed, and I'm so happy. But now Gavril needs to bond too, because he's part of this. Like, he's just, like, the one odd man out. Like, she did it for Rowan in Airfire, then she's done it for Fenris, and then she's done it for Lorcan, and I bet Gavril is just sitting there like, I'm here too. I helped. I want to be a part of this, and like my heart's broken as well. And you know, I'm Aedion's dad. Like I could be in your court. We're back to Dorian and Manon, and they just had a big fight about him wanting to go to Morath, but like he's not going to go there until he does this thing in the Ferrian Gap. And I'm just like pretty excited about it. But it's like, it's really funny because every time I get to one of their chapters, I just want to go to bed. But it is during the day right now. But I do have to go to work like in an hour or two. So probably read like a little bit more before I go to work, but then I'll have to come back and then read some more. But like, I just feel crazy. Like, it's starting to make a dent in what I've read, but it just feels like it's been taking forever to read this book. Up to page 418, and like, my god, like, I can't even, because like Aiden and Lysandra and all that have been fighting for so many days, and they're like losing all of their armies. So the end of Vampire Storms, but Alien's like, oh, I got all these people, they're all just fucking dead right now, and it's so sad. And then it gets to the point where all the men just give up and they start running, like they start getting out of there, and Lysandra just turns into Aelin and walks through the front lines and starts being all like, ah! And it was so sad, because then she got like bitten in the leg and the hip, and Aiden was like, oh my god, I take it back, I take back everything I ever said to her. Like, she's ready to sacrifice herself, and he's running across the battlefield, and I'm like, oh my god. And then he gets her, and then the witch tower thing comes in, and then they blow up 4,000 people in just one blink, and like, what is going on there? And suddenly Aelin turns up where Kale is. Aelin and Irene have the reunion, and it's so sweet, because Irene just starts crying and Aelin's crying, and like Aelin was already crying when she saw Kale, but like this whole reunion was just beautiful, and I'm there like, very kind of confused, because suddenly Aelin's just there, and I'm like, why are you there? You just got off the coast before in the thingy, and then you just happened to see one of the rooks and they just walked there in 5 days. I was a bit like, what? Irene is definitely pregnant, and I'm just so here for it. And the healers all know, because it's like, I sensed it on you. But it was also so sweet too, because like she's introducing all the females, and she gets to Gavril, and she's like, yo, this is Adian's father, and he's just like, he's the pride of my life, and I'm like, ugh. Gavril's relationship with Aiden is just the most purest thing, and he just wants to be like his friend and his dad, and I just but then we find out what Fenris's last name is, and it's Moonbeam. Frickin' Moon. I am just so shocked. Like, what is his last name? So I'm so excited that Hazar and Aelin met, and they're like literally just the same energy is coming off them, and I am so here for it. I read like another 50 pages of my books. I'm up to around page 460, I'm pretty sure. One with the conversation that all the peeps were having. Like, Aelin and all the rest finally find out that Maeve is actually a vowed queen, and it was so cool, because Aelin's just like, oh, I thought there was something iffy, because the blood was like black instead of red. And like, it's crazy, because Rowan's so pissed. Gavril's just like, oh, well, does it really matter, because she was shit anyway. Fenris, you know, because he had to sleep with her all the time, feels horrified, and Lorcan's just like, how did I love her? Like, how did I love her? And then, like, later, he's talking to Ila, and she's just like, how could you love a monster like that? And he's like, why are you asking me? It's like, because I did the same thing. And I'm like, but, like, they have to give together soon. Like, she just keeps dissing him, and even Gavril was just like, it's enough, girl. Like, you are hurting his feelings enough now. Story, we had 4 different storylines going on, and now it's kind of 3 storylines, because Aelin and Kale have come together. So now we just need them to get to Aedion and Lysandra, and then we need to get to Dorian and Manon. Like, we need all the groups together, and then all the point of views will just be happening at the same time in the same area, but that's fine. Also get back to Aedion and Lysandra, and they've been running, and it's like, oh my god, like, I feel like Aedion made a big mistake bringing the army there, because they lost all of them, and Darrow's coming in, and he's all like, you ain't the general no more, give me your sword, you fucking suck, man. And I'm like, you fucking suck, Darrow. It was so sad too, because like Aedion's there like, I'm sorry, just forgive me, it's fine. And she's just like, you humiliated me so much when you threw me out on the snow naked, and you think just because I nearly died that I'm human to you again and you can forgive me. Like, nah, bitch, get out my tent. So I'm happy that Lysandra isn't going to take his shit and be like, oh good, he's talking to me now. Like, she is like, fuck that guy. Because what is happening here is like, literally though, Aedion's nearly going to die, and then she's going to be like, no, Aedion, I love you. And then they'll like be together. Like, it's always what's going to happen. Like, obviously Lorcan's nearly going to die or something, and then Ila's going to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything. Like, it's just like, you be so shit to the other person, and then it's just because they nearly die that you're like, oh shit, sorry. I feel like no one should be taking none of these people's shit, so that's annoying me. And we get back to Manon and Dorian is shifted into one of the Croaker witches, and it's so funny him describing the female body that he's in, and how he's just like, I have boobies now and I don't know what to do with them, and I'm just like but then the matrons all just descend on everyone, and I'm like, what is going on? I'm like so excited yet scared, but I have to go to work now while I have this Christmas shirt on, because all I wear in this vlog is Christmas shirt or pajamas, because that's all I do is sleep or work. I totally haven't been updating, but like, I'm up to page 560, and like, oh my god, I'm kind of freaking out because I need to finish this book in 3 days, and I've still got 430 pages to go, and it's like, what? I think I have gotten to my favorite battle scene. Like, I don't think anything's gonna top it, and there's way too many battles going on anyway. anyway. So it's really exciting because I love the scene in RNL, like Aylin's there and they're all battling and then like they're getting the army and they're all fighting and then Lorcan's like going and killing all these people and then the dam gets bashed and the dam is gonna break and it's like they just won this battle and then this dam is gonna break and wipe out the whole army. So like all that they've done is pretty much for nothing because Morath is just like, haha bitches, and it was so sad because Elid comes out and she's like, where's Lorcan? And they're all like, he was over there before, and then like they're all kind of like, he was there and then I saw him last year, and then Elid starts freaking out and she just gets on a horse and gets out of there and starts riding and everyone's like, oh my god, the dam, and she's trying to find him and she's screaming out and it's like all the different point of views and everyone's like, oh my god, because the dam is minutes away from breaking. Then Elid finds Lorcan and he's under like a pile of bodies and his whole body's been slashed and I'm just like, oh my god, they're gonna die. And then like she's trying to get him up and he won't get up and she's just like, get up. Like this is one of Sarah J Maas's big things in this series is the get up scenes, because you just have to get up and if you don't you're gonna die. And she gets him on the horse and then they're running and the dam's like gonna break and like it's seriously gonna break this time and he's like, you know, I love you, and he's like, I'm too heavy, and he goes to let go and she digs her arms into him. He's like, no, you are not leaving me, and they keep going. Then Aelin bloody fucking bomb drops down in there and she just steams the whole entire lake. So like we had this whole like, oh shit's about to go down, we're about to fucking die, and then Aelin's just like, oh bruh, I've got this, I've been channeling into my power for 3 months. It is actually hinted at this because every time she was getting really hurt she would tunnel down into herself, but what she was doing was going further into her magic and she's been holding it, so she just steams this whole lake and no one drowns and Rowan's just using the rest of his magic to blow it away. And then we have the scene with Elid and Lorcan where she's like, did you mean it? And he's like, yes, and she's like, I love you too, and then they're back together and they kiss it and I'm like like, ooh, yes, my one ship that I needed together, because like every other ship is like not really happening except for bloody Rowan and Aelin because like, you know, they're married. Lysandra and Aedion are still not talking and Manon and Dorian are kind of like, it's probably not gonna happen in the end because she's a witch and she don't need no man and Dorian's just gonna go off and be the king. But like, I'm just so glad that they're together, but I feel like now that they're together, we're just not going to get any of their point of views, and I'm like, I need the point of views where they're kind of cutesy, like I need some more cutesy. We see Rolf again though, he comes in and saves Aedion and all that, and they're all jumping on the boats, and I'm so confused because he keeps talking about armies, and I'm like, they all just died, like you just killed everyone, and he even says, it's my fault that we just didn't do what Darrow wanted, even though Darrow's being a bloody shit bitch. Could have gone for with the original plan and they could have just like strongholded from there. But, you know, we have to have a gazillion people die in this war, and I mean, it really is hard when there's so many soldiers and people battling you that you can't do much. Something I have to say, though, it is really good that Sarah J Maas isn't doing too many, like, really graphic sex scenes, because, man, like, Akawar, that was intense. Storms had a lot going on, and like Akamath had a lot going on as well, but dialed it down a lot. Like, yeah, they do say that these characters are having sex, but not that graphic. Like the most graphic one was just with Manon and Dorian just then, but it was more of a like a sweet sex scene in a sense. And then we had the one with Rowan and Aelin where they should not have had sex so soon, but other than that they just kind of relate to her, where it's just like, ooh, and then we had a good night and like we had a kiss kind of thing. Like she's definitely listened and dialed it back, and I think that's really good because a lot of people get uncomfortable. Like for me, I don't care if it's going to be in a book and you read a graphic sex scene, it's like, well, whatever, but like you really do got to accommodate for the people that get uncomfortable with it, and I totally get that. To page 630, and like not much has really been happening. There's the aftermath of the battle with the lake, and then Dorian's in the keep. That's the thing that's happened. Dorian's gone to Morath and he's in there, and then Maeve is there and she's gonna make a deal with Erewhon, and then she's all like, oh, that was just like fake because I just want to get the keys, you know, I'm the good one. But it was really funny because Dorian's all just like, hey, why don't we get married, you know, and have an alliance, and she just fucking buys it? Like what? Like, just, you know, like, why would he marry you? I think Dorian is going to find this key, though, and it's going to be like, okay. Another thing, too, the Crokins are going to go help Tessera, because Aelin is heading to Tessera, and the Crokins are heading to Tessera because they send a message to, like, the whole continent, and, like, all the witches, like, the ones that have been in hiding for years are going out as well. Even though the armies are pretty much broken, they're going to have more people soon, and they just have to hold out till that point, because I mean, I just feel like they're going to get there and, like, save everyone and then it's going to be all fine, you know? But we still have to forge the lock. And I've got, like, 360 60 or 50 pages left to go. So, like, I'm excited to see where the story is going to go, but I just got to sit down and read. Okay, so I'm up to page 660, and I've, like, just gotten up to chapter 79, but, like, my god, Dorian did an alien plan. Like, he did an alien plan, and the scene was so cool. It was actually very interesting for a second when he was talking to Maeve, and they were, like, conversating about stuff, and she was telling him about things, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, I feel something for you here, because, like, her having to marry these people was pretty shit, and being stuck in this world, and how she just said she constantly felt fear. Like, I liked this humanization of Maeve and, like, this conversation between her and Dorian. And then, like, Dorian found the key, like, it was sewn into another girl's arm that looked exactly like Coltane, and everyone's just been, like, you know, assaulting and hurting this girl while she's had the stone in and the collar around her neck. Dorian cuts it out, and then the girl's all like, oh my god, just kill me, I don't want to be alive anymore, and Dorian doesn't know what to do, and it's like, in this situation, you kill her, okay? You can't bring her. Coltane didn't want to live after what Erewhon did, so I don't think anyone really wants to live, so, like, you do the mercy thing here, but then Maeve comes in, just breaks the neck, and then Maeve's like, this was all a joke, and now you're mine, let's go get the other keys. And then Dorian's just like, nah bitch, psh, and like strews his magic into her brain, and he's like, oh, since we met I've been learning how to use your powers of persuasion. Breaks into her mind, and then she's like, how can you do this? And he's just like, huh, you were gonna trick me and I'm tricking you, as if I was gonna marry you, bitch, you hurt Aelin. And I was just like, this is just amazing. And then Dorian, you know, he's got the third key, he gets out of there, he leaves Maeve, he just drops more earth on him and like leaves her for Erewhon, takes her ability to travel between worlds, and just goes, gets the other two keys, he's got all three of them, and he just goes off, and it's just the best thing ever. Like, I was so shocked that he just had this soul plan set out. Like, this is the first time that I've been like, yeah, Dorian, because I haven't really been feeling his character. Some of Manon's chapters I just wasn't really there for, and Dorian just felt different to me, and but Dorian's back. He's back. I just got up to page 695, and I'm swearing, like, tears may be coming here. I am just so excited! But first, we just have to talk. So I really do love this friendship that's happening between Illid and Irene. Like, it's very sweet. I do love how Irene's like, can I just have a look at your leg? And then she's just like, I can heal it, but it's gonna fucking hurt and take weeks. So if we survive the battle, we'll deal with it. Like, I really kind of wish it was like a real easy fix, but it's not gonna be. But I just love this and how, like, she's getting really sick from the pregnancy, like just a normal morning sickness. And Illid's like, you okay? She's just like, it's just the baby, it's fine. And I'm like, it's all right. And we find Vernon, so this is Illid's uncle, and she's like talking to him, and then she's like, kill the bitch, I don't care, just make it quick. Then Aelin's talking to him, and then they're just gonna leave him chained up, so he just slowly dies from starvation and not having water. And I'm like so here for it, and Lorcan's just like, fuck yeah, that's my girl, and you fix it, you do it. But what's so sad is like 100,000 soldiers are in the Chesserin main area, and there with hardly any soldiers, and they're just freaking out, and they know they're gonna die. Then all the Iron Teeth witches descend, and I'm just there like, oh my god, like no one's gonna get there in time. Manon just drops in, and like everyone's like, oh my god, she's evil, but then she's like, I'm the queen of the Crokins and I brought them all. And then you just see cloaks of red descending upon the enemy, and I'm just here like, ah! This is like the first time the books really made me feel anything, because everything is just too rushed and too long at the same time. But like, I could actually feel my eyes watering. Like, I was just like, hope. This is hope. I only read like another chapter, but I just wanted to mention that like when they all thought they were gonna die, Adian's there with Lysandra, and he's like, get Evangeline and you go, like you run. And she's like, you're not telling any of your other allies to run. And he's like, well, I'm not in love with the other allies, am I? And Lysandra was just like, oh. And they just had a convo where she's all just like, I still hate you, but I need to think about what you said. And he's like, the fact that I'm in love with you. And she's just like, yes, I need to think about it. And he's just like, if we don't die tomorrow, can I kiss you? And she's just like, if we don't die tomorrow, I will think about it. And I just, like, she can't forgive him straight away. But I mean, they are one of my favorite ships. And even though Adian for most of this book was a big douchebag, I still want them together and to be happy. But at least she didn't forgive him straight away. And that is the main key here, that she didn't forgive him straight away. Let him stew for a bit, and hopefully they'll be happy and in love. I'm not okay. Okay. But to page 750, and like, I'm already feeling shit because there's this big battle going on. Like, Abraxas was getting hurt in this battle because it had its jaw around Abraxas' throat, and I'm freaking out. But then Petra came in, and then she battled, and they were all there. And then, you know, Manon and like that are trying to save Abraxas because he's nearly dying, and he's still flying trying to save Manon. Like, he literally tried to lower himself so if he was gonna drop, Manon wouldn't die. And I'm freaking out because you can't kill Abraxas because he is just too pure. He's too pure for this world. And then, like, they get back to the keep, and Lysandra turned into a sea dragon, and she's fighting, and then Adian, like, was fighting a Valg prince, and he got stabbed, and we find out that his shield is, like, anti-Valg, and they're all there, and the witch tower's coming, and then the 13 go, and they're all flying, and they're fighting so many people, and then they're all starting to get fucking killed, and then they all yelled, and I'm like, oh my god! Manon just fucking lost everyone. Like, I mean, this is something that I felt like was gonna happen though. The 13 was built up to be like protectors of Manon, and Manon, I feel, was always gonna survive this series. Like, she wasn't gonna die because she's the Croken Queen. She's very important, but I felt that her 12 closest people were gonna die to save her, and they were gonna yield because someone had to yield. Throughout the series, since Manon came in, they always mentioned the yielding, but it never occurred until this moment when you find out that they're using the yielding to get the witch towers to work, but also because they were going to protect their wing leader, and that was what was going to happen. But the thing is like, I feel really bad for him, but it's like the 13, like, collectively is like one person. Like, the only one that I'm really there for is Astrid, because all the other ones, I don't really know them. Like, Vesta and Sorol are there, but the other ones, like, they all have names, but it's like, I didn't really get much personality from all the other ones, so they're just a collective, like, one death in a sense to me. But it's still so horrifying for Manon, because she just lost her whole fucking family, and I just... What? Aelin and Logan had such a cute moment, and they're 10, and they're, like, happy now, and even though everyone's gonna fucking die, they're happy, even though there was no sex scene. But it's so good that there's, like, they're really keeping the sex out of this series, because this book would have been, like, an extra 200 pages long if they had every single sex scene in this detail, not just brushed over. But still, like, shit is happening, and I don't know how to feel. Okay, I just hit the 800 mark, and I'm so tired that I'm going to go to bed now. So I've got 180 pages or so left to go, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get that done. It was so sad because Manon's just gone into complete shock, and then, like, you know, the next day she goes out to where it happened, and then everyone walks out there because Maraf fell back because of the demon towers getting blown up. So they had a moment of reprieve there to be able to go out there, and they're all laying down flowers, and then the curse of the Crokens broke because they had this little bit where it's like, in the distance a flower began to grow, because it's like a waste thing, and I'm just like, yes. So finally I think that curse is broken, and I'm so happy about that. And we get to the awesome scene that is Dorian and Chaol meeting up. It took 750 pages for this to happen. Like, I thought we would have had more scenes with them, but apparently not. But it was just so sweet because they're both crying, and then he met Yrene, and he's just like, oh my god, like, I'm gonna be an uncle, and I'm just like, yes, so cute. And then they have this big ass vote because Dorian's like, I'm gonna forge the lock, and the aliens are like, I'm gonna do it. And then it's like, let's have a vote, and then everyone's like, yeah, we should forge the lock. And Rowan's just like not taking this. He's just like, nah, you aren't gonna do this. You aren't gonna leave me. Like, dude, I need to die to like fix this. Come up with a plan to have Dorian and Aelin go in and try and fix it, but then it doesn't work, and then Dorian's dad comes in and takes Dorian's place, so she kicks Dorian out. Then she's there, and all the gods and goddesses there, and then she tries to save Elena, and they're like, bitch, and just like rip her head off. And then like all the gods and that just like, we ain't gonna do anything, we ain't gonna bring the Valg with us, we aren't gonna help you. And they just went off into their world. And it was just like, are you shitting me? Like, I mean, this whole forging of the lock thing was meant to save them, but it did shit all. And then Marla comes in and gives her like a slither of power, and because Rowan tattooed wide marks on her back, she was able to get out of there and survive. And I just have to say, how annoying is that? This whole series has been building this idea that they need to find these keys, put them in the lock, send the gods and goddesses back, but also send the demons back, and someone was meant to die. But no, apparently we don't kill people in Sarah J. Maas books, because that's just how it is. It's too convenient, you know, like we found a way to completely stop anything from happening, but we still have Maeve and Erewhon in the world and all these armies, and now Aelin has no magic. So what the shit? And is she immortal now? Did she just settle through this without having to do the proper settling, because now she has lost her human life, so now she is Fae? What is going on there? But I'm so pissed off that no one died. This should have been a thing. Like, yes, Elena's been dead for a gazillion years, so it doesn't count. Dorian's dad has been dead for ages, so that doesn't count. But at least Abbeyleec was just like, stuff these bitches and open up a portal so demons would come down and all the gods and goddesses and kill them. But and Feyre were there and I was just like, what? Like, I thought this was going to be like a very much smaller crossover, but we actually fucking saw them. And like Rowan helped her slow her descent. But then we see that Feyre is fucking so heavily pregnant. And I'm just like, oh my god, like what is happening here? Like, is this like, you know, they think it's starfall and he stops this star from falling and it's been like a year since Akafas, or is it something else? Like, I don't know, but all I know is Feyre is pregnant and just, oh, I'm so excited. Is that going to mean she's going to be pregnant in the Nessian novel? I don't know, but I was really excited about this crossover, and Abbeyleec thought he was beautiful, but just no one died. And there's still 180 pages left. They're probably just going to be like, oh cool, we found more loopholes on how to kill all the villains and we all survived, and it's just pissing me off. Oh my god, though, like, I'm up to page 840, and, like, it was so funny in a sense. After Abbeyleec gets back, they have this big meeting, everyone's like, you fucking idiot, you failed. Like, you said you were gonna trade Elena for Erewhon, and now this army's still coming, and you fucked it. Like, you failed. Like, you forged the lock, but you didn't do anything you actually promised, and I'm just sitting there like, oh my god, Abbeyleec. And she feels so guilty, and I'm like, you should. And you shouldn't have your magic anymore. Like, it's sad that she lost her human body, because that's something that's been taken from her, but with the magic, I feel like she deserves that for being a stupid idiot. Now we also have Adi and Lysandra, and they're all kissing and in love now, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm so here for it. And like Evangeline having her moment with Darrow, and how he's just like going up to Lysandra and he's like, yep, you're going to be the lady now. I acknowledge that you exist. I want Evangeline to be my heir. And Murtagh died? I was so sad, because that's Ren's grandfather or something, or his uncle, and just that relationship was so pure, and like he just lost everyone now. It's starting to happen, like they're having their final stand and Abbeyleec just fucking comes charging through on the war to the north like the big deer, and I'm like, yes, to symbols! So I do have to say that Dorian is a little bit jealous of Kel and Yrene being so happy, because his love was a healer, but I do love that how he's just like, I already adore her so much. If Kel wasn't married to her, I would have married her, and I'm like, yes. But like, it's about to go down, and they managed to outlast this war so that the whole army can come in, and it's all gonna be happy and fine now because everyone's here. But still, I'm up to 860, and like the battle is really happening now, and I just love that Aelin just comes riding in on the stag, and then they all just start killing people, and it was just such a great moment. And then she finally reunited with Lysandra, and they're hugging in the ghost leopard form, and then they're like going up the towers and destroying it, and then you find out that there's another army coming from Morath that's behind them. So they're all stuck there, surrounded by these armies, and I'm freaking out. And then Aiden's all like, because each time he's like, this is my last stand, I'm gonna die. And then they never die. But Gavril is just like, I don't even know how he got up there, but he was on a wyvern and he dropped it on the gate, and he's come up to Aiden and he's about to do the, how are you? Are you alright, my son? And I'm like, yes! Father and son reuniting, I'm so here for it! 880 pages, and we're really getting to the dregs of this story, and like, I am so low-key sad right now, because Gavril comes in, and he sees Aiden, and they like have a moment, and they're like, we're gonna get out of this together, like, we're gonna live, we're gonna be father and son, and then they're like, we need to shut the gate, and Gavril's like, okay, and he runs and shuts the gate, and he just dies. Like, he's trying to protect everyone by being on the other side of the gate, but the thing is he would have been fine if he stayed on this side of the gate, and just used his power. So Gavril just fucking died, and I mean, he only just saw his son, and that makes it even worse, that he just saw his son for him to die. And then everyone's like, oh my god, Gavril died, and Aiden's like, he could have survived. He could have lived. What I had assumed is like some of the 13 had to die. I didn't think all of them were going to die, but some of them had to die. And a member of the cadre had to die. And we've actually lost 2 of them because Condell died as well, but we never really knew him. Where the heck is the other dude that's part of the cadre that we just don't know him? Rowan couldn't die because he's Aelin's mate, and like they've been through enough. And Lorcan couldn't die because of Elid, and Fenris couldn't die because of what he's been through. So Gavril was the obvious choice. So I was waiting for this to happen, and I was like, oh my god, he's gonna see his son and then he's gonna die. And it does hurt, but I think this is all we're gonna get. Like, obviously Erewhon and Maeve are gonna die, but no one else, no main characters really are actually gonna die, which is awesome. Up to page 910, and stuff really is like sort of starting to happen, but I mean, it's been happening the whole book. Aelin was making a final stand with Erewhon and Maeve, and she get Erewhon to hate Maeve, like, backstabbing you, bro, like she's not doing the right thing, and she's like delaying them, and she has no magic, then she starts fighting, and she managed to survive for ages. ages. Ilid and Irene are like, we got a plan. And they like send up this spike of power, then everyone comes over and then they get him. Then Irene starts healing the demon out of him. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like you have a baby, man. Like she didn't lose her baby, but it was just like the risk shouldn't be made, man. But then Dorian and Irene are like bloody carnal. I was so excited because like they were sharing power and their like magic links up together. And I'm like, yes! Kale's wife and the king, they're linked up and they got this shared power thing going on. I love it. And then we find out that Dorian's dad's name is Dorian. Okay, so Dorian Jr. is what we're going to call you now. To page 930 now, and they've just killed Maeve. She just been murdered. That whole scene was so sad though because she got into Rowan, Lawkins, and Fenris's mind and was showing them like the worst things ever. And I felt so bad for my babies. And then Alien's like, whoa, bitch. And then Fenris, because he was stuck in his mind thing the most because he didn't want to leave because he thought he deserved the pain. He goes in and stabs her in the back and then they put the ring on her and then she dead. And I'm like, hell yeah. And then Erwin dead as well. Also, all these random fays that have been like hidden in Tessera for ages suddenly turn out like the Wolf tribe or something. I'm like, who are these people? Like, are we meant to know who they are? Because we have the mountain dudes that are like near a nail, but I don't know who these ones are, so I was a bit confused. Guys, I did it. I finished. It's over. It's over. I can't actually believe it. I think I've gone into like eternal shock now. But like after they defeated everyone, everything was just happy. Like we had all the nice moments and guys, Logan is the thing. It happened. And like, yes. Right now because it was so sad and everyone's all happy and everyone's leaving. Irene's gonna have a baby and Dorian maybe might marry Manon and Eddie and Lysandra are gonna get married and I mean Ilid and Lorcan are already married and then the king's flare bloomed at the end there and I was like, oh my God. Also the farewell with Aelin, Dorian and Kale because they were the three main characters at the start and to have that moment was just like, my heart. You have to say that I'm a bit disappointed in this book though. Maybe not a bit, probably more than a bit, but not like really big, but no one actually died, man. Like I know the 13 died and I know Gavril died and I know Murtagh died. No main characters died. No one with a perspective died. No one that was really, really important actually died. And that was really annoying because like these battles that these people went through were so shit that it's like how could you actually survive it? Like there's so many times that Aelin should have died. And like with the forging of the lock, that dwindled out to be nothing. And she didn't actually stop anything. It's just she put the rock back in the key. And I'm like, you were meant to get rid of all the demons and shit. Like the Valg were meant to disappear. And why didn't the witches disappear? Because they're part Valg. That's what I'm confused about. But it's just... she doesn't write endings that great. Like, she doesn't give you any pain. Like, I know Gavril dying was painful, but I want more of that pain. Like, I want to feel more when I'm reading a conclusion of this magnitude that everyone was just happy. Everything was just like, oh, we're in danger, and oh no, we just got saved at the last minute and no one died, except for the gazillion people that fought in this war. But all the main bitches are like, yeah, we're fine. We're just fine. Like, that's just the thing that irritates me with so many endings now that I realize how much I just want people to die. Anyway guys, thank you for being on this journey with me to read this goddamn massive book. I'm so glad I'm finally finished and just her series are over now. Like even though the Akatar series is a spin-off books, really they're over and that's so sad but so amazing at the same time. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!